Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku, and you got the Randy 48.
The Randy 48 here live, coming at you from my studio apartment.
Yep.
It's not a studio apartment, it's a studio and an apartment.
Yeah. But it is week 5 of the NFL prediction. This is the first time we're doing it this way. But we hope you like this format as well. So now we got the predictions. Obviously, the Thursday game happened. We had the Rams
and the Seahawks, and Russell Wilson got hurt.
He's out, and also Goff had an injury too, but he seemed to be able to do fine with it. And the Rams won that in a pretty good game overall, and hopefully they'll have to rely on Geno Smith for a certain period of time. But nonetheless, that game ended. Did pretty good on the fantasy league with Woods. But we got the London game as the first game for the NFL Network game, and that is the Jets against the Atlanta Falcons in London. The Falcons are the designated home team, but they're not at home.
Not at home. Neither of them are at home.
So it's Falcons got a 3, but you got one that's got 2.
Mine calls it a 2.5.
2.5. And I agree that the Falcons are going to win. So I mean, like, I would say the Falcons win probably. Even though the Jets did surprise and beat the Titans, I think the Falcons have the better offensive power as a team overall, and I think the Falcons probably get it done here. In a close battle, they get it 28-21.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Jets?
I'm going to shockingly go with the Jets here. Atlanta's missing Calvin Ridley. Atlanta's also missing Russell Gage. Their top 2 receiving options are now not playing. Cordero Patterson's going to see a lot of targets, but I don't necessarily trust Alameda Zaccheaus as the #1 receiver there. The Jets just had a big win. Home field doesn't matter here. No matter what we say, Atlanta's at home. Atlanta's not at home.
Yeah.
The Jets are coming off riding high from a big win against the Titans. I'm going to say the Jets go with a second win here.
Don't remind me, they held the Packers from getting it on the stinking network with that game continuing to go on.
I'm going to call it 17-14.
17-14. Jets. All right. You got.
Well, we can follow yours. I can.
All right. So we got my team, the Green Bay Packers, at the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Packers have 3.
That's what I got as well.
From the Fox betting odds. This game, I think the Bengals, again, rebuilding team. Obviously, they still got things to work out with their team. The Packers are a more complete team. We did have a big loss with Alexandra, who's going to be out for 3 weeks on injured reserve. And our defense is obviously shaky. We never know where they're going to show up or not. But we got the big addition of Smith, the linebacker.
Jalen Smith, former Cowboy.
And I think he's playing still this week.
I haven't heard otherwise, but...
So, despite him not knowing probably some of the stuff that we do on our defense, I'm sure he's still going to do something in there to contribute. I think we got the whole package. Randall Cobb did very good in the second string role with Devontae Adams, and you know, if they try to take out Adams, you know, you can go to him. You can go a slot with Lazard with Scantley out right now. So I think this is easy for us. I think we're going to get this win and move on to 4-1. We're doing really good since the Saints lost. We're starting to get our balance somewhat on a defense. We're starting to get a little better, but I'm still worried about our dang defense. But we shouldn't have problems with this as long as Aaron Rodgers can plays the way he's played the last 3 weeks now. We get a, I think, 31-14 victory here.
I'm going to call an upset again.
Oh.
I'm going to say 21-17. Green Bay's been doing okay, but so has Cincy. You can't discredit that. They had a huge comeback last week after a not great start to the Jacksonville game.
Jacksonville's not good.
You're right, but
they spotted 14 points.
That's what I'm saying. Any team that's up by that much, that you can do that in one half of gameplay.
But it's Jacksonville.
but I don't care. You're starting the game minus 14 basically at half. You have half the game to win by more than 14 or by 17 points is what you need basically. So I'm gonna call it an upset. I am. I haven't picked on your Packers once this year. I'm gonna do it finally here. You're missing a top issue with Jair Alexander missing. Like you said, Jalen Smith's not gonna have that playbook ready. Since he's missing
Aaron
parts,
Rodgers plays what he does, it's not going to matter what the
if Joe Burrow plays how he did that end of last week, it's not going to matter with your defense. So it goes both ways. I'm going to say Cincinnati 21-17.
All right. Go Pack. Anyways, so next we have the Denver Broncos at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that Fox has it as 0.5. I've never seen that before.
I don't think that's correct. I think it would be called a pick'em, although mine has it as Denver minus 1.5.
Yeah, that's quite interesting to switch it. It might have been a late switch too, because they probably didn't know.
Well, this all goes by betting odds.
Yeah.
This is the way all that's calculated. Is whoever's putting money where depends on how.
So with this game, it's quite interesting. Did they have the report for Teddy coming in because he had a concussion, or is it locked?
I'm pretty sure he's out of protocol, so it should be Bridgewater.
Okay.
I haven't heard further. Actually, I might as well go to this league because I've got him as a starting quarterback in my one dynasty league. Questionable. He's listed as questionable, but that's at least a good enough designation.
So if Teddy plays, I'm almost certain that they're probably going to have a bigger edge in this game than the Steelers, and I'm going to go with the assumption that he is going to play. Big Ben, they did have the opening touchdown against my Packers last week, but other than that, opening touch, they had an 8-play drive that led to a touchdown. But after that, my Packers pretty much just dominated the Steelers. And Ben missed a couple of passes in that game that could have been touchdowns. It's Big Ben has been very inconsistent this season, and we might be seeing the end of him after this season. But anything can change with the next week or whatever. But right now, it's not looking too good for him. I know you're a Steelers fan, so I know this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see at what point in time they say they need to pull him and put Dwayne Haskins in and see how that goes for the back half of the year. But it's ugly right now in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and they're in last place, which is surprising. In that division, it's usually they're either using second or first in that division, so it's really awkward to see. But I'm going with the Broncos to win. I'm gonna give them like a 24-14 win.
I'm going to go Broncos too, but I'm going to go 17-14. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Same thing I called last week. We're going to go with Deontay Johnson being the guy. Deontay was the guy last week, 9 for 92 and a touchdown. You heard it here first. But I like what Pittsburgh's been doing. Ben's almost getting Deontay killed, but I'm going to say Deontay gets it done.
All right. So next we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Carolina Panthers, and Panthers got a 3 on them. Is it the same for that one too? Or is it different?
Yeah, 3. Carolina's a 3-point favorite.
3-point favorites. And I kind of agree with the Panthers winning here. Panthers are just kind of like, we don't know exactly where they are as like a team exactly right now, but the Eagles are kind of, we know the Eagles right now. They're just like, whatever type team. And the Panthers feel like they're right now a better team than them. And potential, I don't think they're going to overtake the Bucs in the division, but they could possibly be fighting for a wild card spot if they
I think so. Then again, the Bucs have looked bad the last 2 weeks.
True. I got probably the Panthers winning like 13-3. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. That's where I see this game.
I'm going to go Carolina 24-10.
24-10.
Philadelphia's offense has not looked like it's in stride. Carolina's got a lot of really good receivers. We'll go with that.
Yep. next we have the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings have a 10-point favorite, and that's what you got here too. With this one, I'm probably going to say the Vikings win. I mean, the Lions are 0-4. I thought they were going to beat the Bears last week, and they didn't do that. I think the Vikings probably win this game. I'd probably give them maybe a 16 to I'll probably say 9. I don't think the Lions are that good, and they kind of showed it against the Bears, who still, with Justin Fields, still trying to learn stuff.
But Justin Fields didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything, that's what I'm saying.
But they've got one of the worst run defenses in the league, and prior to getting hurt, David Montgomery ran roughshod on that team. I'm going to go ahead and say Minnesota wins this game 24-17. Dalvin Cook's going to account for 2 of those touchdowns. I think Dalvin Cook's going to finally get the motor running this week. He's had a rough start to the season. He's still the same player. He's been dinged up a little. I think Justin Jefferson can have a good day tomorrow. But I think Detroit also might have a nice day from DeAndre Swift finally. He had a good start to the season and has kind of tapered off. We'll see what he can do this week, but I'm going to say 24-17 Minnesota.
Okay. And now we got the Florida teams. Miami Dolphins at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
East Coast versus West Coast.
Really?
Opposite coast of
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, that's right, because Florida's kind of split. Yeah, that's right. Tampa's got 10, and I think you have that for that too.
Yes.
Doesn't surprise me. Bucks, Dolphins are just crap this year. They don't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they've got their number 2 quarterback doing all of
even
this.
the first, Tua wasn't doing that so good before he got taken out. I think I'm going to just say that it's probably going to be a 27-0 blowout. I mean, they didn't look good against the Bills either.
Miami looked good though last week.
But against the Bucks, though,
the Bucks have a historically bad defense. I'm not going to say blowout here. I'm going to say Tampa Bay wins, but it's going to be 31-24.
24.
It's going to be
Gronk is not in there, but I still think
it's going to be a shootout.
You said what was the score?
31-24.
Wow.
That's over 55 on the line, and you've got it at 48, so I'm taking the over. But I'm telling you right now, Jalen Waddle's going to have a day tomorrow. Jalen Waddle is coming into his own. They've been targeting him almost 10 times a game in the last 2 weeks, and he plays slot receiver. Mm-hmm. Tampa has the worst slot corner in the league by a long shot. Jamel Dean's outside and he's really bad. Ross Cockrell's is in a slot corner and he's horrendous. So I've got Jalen Waddle in all of my daily fantasy leagues for this weekend.
Yeah. We're going to the next game?
Yeah, let's go to the next game.
Alright, next we have New Orleans Saints versus the Washington team. And it's a 2.5 point.
New Orleans 2.5.
New Orleans 2.5 against the Washington team. I think you have the same too.
Yep, 2.5 for New Orleans.
I think this right here is going to be an upset.
Yep.
I think Washington team is going to be the team that wins here. I think Washington will have a good game with Gibson. Obviously, Heineke is still trying to come in his own, but look what he did against the Falcons.
Look at it against the Bills.
They made it much better than it could have been. Because the game was a blowout. But
the 2 interceptions he threw, one of them was a tipped pass. And outside of that, I think he might be the only quarterback to have thrown for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Bills with ease this year. He looked very good. I like Heineke.
Yeah, Heineke's good. Got to get the touchdown at the end to win that game against the Falcons. I think the Washington team gets the. I think they're going to win 24-10. I think they're going to beat the Saints pretty good.
I'll go 27-20 or to 17.
27.
Washington.
Yep.
I think 10 points. Washington gets the victory there. I was high on Washington last year. Their defense is really good. They've got some talented pieces on offense, so we'll go with that.
Okay. Yep.
The last 1 o'clock game, I think, right? Oh, 2 more.
There's 2 more. Next we have Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Titans are at 4.5.
I've got them at 4.5 here.
Oh, you got 4.5. They got 4, but I think the Titans do rebound. Jacksonville is not a good team. They're not good. I mean, the Bengals game, we talked about this earlier. That was horrendous. Like, 14-point spread, and they couldn't really do anything after that. That being said, the Tennessee Titans do have to watch themselves because they should have beaten the Jets, and they screwed themselves so many times. And I think this game will be, I think it will be a 27-20 victory for the Titans. Obviously, they have their own head coaching drama in Jacksonville, but I don't think that's going to really matter for this game, though.
I would have considered calling an upset here if A.J. Brown was not playing. If Tennessee was without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones again, I would have strongly considered saying this is going to be an upset game. However, I will say Tennessee here. I'm going to call it 21-10. I don't think it's going to be a super high-scoring game at all. This has it at 49, so I would take the under on that game. But we'll say Tennessee.
All right. Next, we have the New England Patriots at the Houston Texans, and the Patriots got an 8.5 here, and they got an 8.
I've got an 8 on mine.
But I think it will be a blowout. But is still Mills playing?
Davis Mills is still the starter.
It's a blowout.
They can't take Tyrod off until next week.
Yeah, and the problem is because they're keeping Watson on the roster and not using him because of all the the allegations that he's got going on him. They're not using him, but they're keeping a roster spot for him,
yep.
And so that means with Tyrod out, and you're losing a chance for another quarterback.
Tyrod, you're not technically. He's IR'd, so he does not count as roster spot.
Okay, because they only can use 52 right now because they have the 52 they're not using. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic too. But like you said, he is technically on a temp IR right now.
So I think I don't know if they're ruling him out or if they're actually suiting him up because I don't know. Last week would have been interesting because I believe Danny Amendola missed the game again, and Amendola in most situations ends up being an emergency quarterback. But I don't know what Houston's plans are here.
Yeah.
Regardless,
it's a blog.
I'm going to go New England. You know how confident I am in New England? I'm playing Mac Jones in daily fantasy in a couple leagues this week. I feel like nobody's going to have him. It's Mac Jones. Who cares? He had a good game against Tampa, and it's a really good matchup.
This is a good matchup. The defense isn't that really good, and obviously the quarterback play for Houston is just awful.
So I'm going to go. I like what Mac Jones can do. I'm going to say it's 27-3. New England.
I think it's probably gonna be 40-0.
Well, they still have to have talent going there, and they're missing their starting running back.
Interceptions, though.
But
they can get short touchdown passes. That way too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still.
You when the Houston Texans played the Bills a couple weeks ago, it was a big fantasy boost for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like if you're a fantasy team, you might want to have the Patriots defense.
I just put Mac Jones in my lineup, so.
Because I the Bills defense last week. It was like, oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, Patriots win here. Next we have the
4 o'clock games.
Yeah, 4 o'clock games. This is a 4:05 one. This is the Cleveland Browns at the LA Chargers in LA. But
2.5 favorites to the Chargers.
2.5 favorites, and it's the same here, right?
Yep.
Yep. So with this game, it's going to be quite interesting. Cleveland has done really good this year as a football team, but the Chargers are doing surprisingly good as well the last couple of weeks.
I don't know if I'd say surprising. I like the talent the Chargers have assembled.
But the quite interesting dynamic.
You can go.
Yeah, the quite interesting dynamic here is that they're at home, but they're really not at home because the teams never they never cheer for this team. Like, you know, the crowd is like a disadvantage because there'll be either good teams like the Raiders will come in, they'll cheer for the Raiders and the Cowboys. So that's going to be quite interesting to see this again, because now Cleveland's an East Coast team. So I am very interested to see if the crowd will be in it for Cleveland more than the Chargers, or vice versa, if the Chargers will finally actually get
the
it.
dog pound travels pretty well.
Yeah, so it'll be quite interesting to see if they'll be able to fill it with actual Charger fans or if it's going to be more of a road team mob in this game. But nonetheless, with this game, this probably were the more difficult ones to decide because they both are good teams right now. But I'm going to give this one a close victory to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say this is a 27-24 victory, field goal, possibly a game-winning field goal as time expires. But I'm going with the Browns for this one. What do you think?
I'm going to go with the Chargers, 31-17. The Browns have been lackluster. I'm going to say the 2 touchdowns for the Browns this week are going to go to Nick Chubb. I feel like he's been slow. He's had a ton of yards but no touchdowns, and I think this is he's good for one random breakout game when he shouldn't have it a year, and this is it because the Chargers have been pretty good. I could see this being Chubb's breakout game, but I still think the Chargers pull this one off. I really like what Justin Herbert does.
All right.
Chicago Bears and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders 5.5. I think that's the same for yours too.
Yep.
5.5. Raiders, obviously they got some drama going on right now, but in terms of the players, obviously
they're good.
They're right now really doing good. The quarterback Cobb,
Carr.
Sorry,
You
Carr.
got Rob Cobb on the brain.
Carr looks really good. The Bears still trying to figure themselves out. Their offense didn't look really good. They still got the win against the Lions. Better than they did against the Browns. But
the Bears looked good and then lost the best player on the offense for the next 3 weeks.
Well, yeah.
David Montgomery's on the IR now with a knee injury, so Damian Williams is now the starting running back there.
Yeah, but also you got, Fields. He's
He's officially starting, but it doesn't matter really what Fields did because Montgomery had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah, but
the run game looked phenomenal.
The run game looks phenomenal, but you gotta pass it too, and he obviously threw an interception. Didn't really contribute as much as you need him to, but they still got done against a team like the Raiders right now. Though I think they're gonna need that, and I don't think they're gonna be able to get that. I say the Raiders are probably gonna win this game 30 to maybe 14.
35-10 Raiders. 35-10 Raiders, and we'll end it at that. That's an easy one.
Yeah, Raiders getting the W here.
Cardinals and the 49ers. Arizona's a 4-point favorite.
San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
His Cardinals are 4.5 favorites. We have the, I think, I've been tossing around with this one, but they have the, Jimmy Garoppolo isn't starting. And so that was probably the...
He is.
Oh, he is?
I thought he was.
I thought they had Trevor Lawrence starting.
No, Trevor Lawrence isn't playing there. Trey Lance, sorry. But I believe they said that Garoppolo was on pace to start.
Yeah, because the last time I had heard, when I heard a report, it was that he was going to start.
Oh, he is officially out, so Trey Lance is getting the start.
I heard Trey Lance, is getting the start. So, with that being said, I think the Cardinals get it done here. I think it will probably be 24-10 victory
for the Cardinals.
For the Cardinals,
I'm gonna go 31-3 Cardinals.
31.
I have no faith in Trey Lance. I did not like Trey Lance out of the draft, and I really don't like Trey Lance without George Kittle.
All right, so we have.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Kittle. Kittle being out, that is. What do you got as the next game?
Oh, yeah, for the next game. We have the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys having 7.5 favorites, point favorites here. which I think that's what you have.
7 points, yeah.
7 points. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win this game. The Giants still need to figure, I think, stuff out, and the Cowboys look more complete right now than them. Not to say that Cowboys are going to be a playoff team, but the Cowboys right now with Dak Prescott, they're looking pretty good right now in the early runnings right now. And I would give them a 26-13 victory.
I'm going to say they're going to go 37-14. I really hope they get these receivers back involved, but I really also hope they keep throwing it at Blake Jarwin, who's just been Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz has been the top 10 end. I'm hoping they continue to throw to Dalton Schultz, but I would like to see them start involving the receivers again some more. But I'm definitely going to go with the Cowboys here. And on to Sunday night.
Yes, this is your game you're waiting for.
As Carrie Underwood sings, waiting all day for Sunday night.
Buffalo Bills against the defending AFC champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs got a 2.5 on here, and they got a 3 on there. So, you want me to deliver the news, or you want you to deliver it?
Say what you got to say.
I think Buffalo gets an upset.
You think they're going to win?
I think Buffalo's going to win this game. Kansas City lately has just not looked good. They've had to kind of rely on Patrick Mahomes to kind of get stuff done, and obviously the Baltimore game was the running back's fault. But most of the games they've won, they had to overpower Cleveland, but then they also Philadelphia, not a good team, and they didn't beat the Chargers, a team that I thought they were going to beat. And I think Buffalo is way past their Week 1 mistake that they lost to the Steelers because they beat themselves in that game. And I think Buffalo wins this game in a shootout, and I think it's going to be 40-37.
I think that's a little high, but I think you're right. I think we'll see it at 35-28. Buffalo gets the victory. I almost want to say 35-24. But I think their defense is good enough to hold them 24. But also, I guess we've got the big question mark of Josh Gordon. But I still think the Bills are going to win here. So yeah, go Bills. And Monday night.
Monday nights, we got the classic Baltimore teams, or used to be one. Indianapolis Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens have a 7.5 on this game, and I would agree with that assessment. I think Baltimore easily wins this game. The Colts have looked like crap, and I don't even think is quarterback.
Carson Wentz is playing.
Is Carson Wentz playing?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he might not.
Nope, Carson Wentz is playing, but unfortunately, what everybody wanted to hit on Carson Wentz with for Philadelphia has only gotten worse with Indianapolis. Their line's missing.
Yeah. So.
But it is. Their all-pro guard is out for the next 2 at least.
Yeah, he's not 2.
They're still missing Braden Smith. They still don't have a left tackle. Carson Wentz is going to end up in a hospital, and it's none of his own fault. He's getting the ball out in less than 3 seconds. He has nobody to protect him.
No one's protecting him, and then also, obviously, the team's just not looking good overall either. And Ravens, shaky, but still nonetheless, they're overall a better team right now. I mean, they beat Kansas City. So I got Ravens winning. I got them winning 30-10.
I'm going to go out on a whim here.
Blowout?
No.
Oh.
Say Colts 21, Ravens 17.
Oh, you think the Colts?
I'm going to say the Colts are going to eke one out. I still have no faith in Baltimore. None. Your coach is fried. You have your better running back being Tyson Williams after losing 2 running backs.
Well, Harbaugh's good. A good coach.
No, he's not, dude. Harbaugh's giving every carry to Latavius Murray, who's been washed up for 2 seasons.
Well, don't forget that he instead of doing victory formation, he got a couple 3 yards.
Yeah, what a bag of shit. I
break the record.
Nothing I want to say
He wanted
nice.
to break the Steeler record. Because that was the record.
Yeah, it's no faith in it. I'm going to call the upset here. And I'm out with that.
All right, so that is the Week 5 predictions. Those are all the games. You got your fantasy podcast.
Fantasy Beasts, and where to find them, the Fantasy Football Podcast. Give us a listen, give us a watch, get a hold of us on Facebook at Fantasy Beasts FB Pod or on Twitter at Fantasy Beasts Pod or FB. Hit us up on Twitch at Tiki Tribe TV. We do our Sunday morning Stardom Sit-Em segments every day or every week at 10:30 in the morning.
You got your wings too.
Check us out on Spread Those Wings Chicken Wing Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yep. So yeah, go check those out. Those links will be in the description as well. So yeah, comment, rate. Also make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell for all the latest content so you can see all the videos that are up on the channel. And yeah, guys, that is it for this week. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku, and he's the Reign 48. We're out of here. Peace.